The Chicago Bears are one of the most iconic NFL franchises. When you think about the Chicago Bears, you think about the monsters of the Midway. You think about the 1985 Bears. You think about Brian Urlacher. You think about Peanut Tillman. You think about maybe the greatest return man in NFL history, Devin Hester. You know what? One thing you don't ever think about when you're trying to think about the Chicago Bears organization, and that's the quarterback spot, unless you're a Bears fan and you know that all far too well. Looking at the Chicago Bears quarterback since the modern era has started, there's really three kind of big names. You have Jim McMahon, who was obviously probably the most famous quarterback maybe they've ever had, but still statistically speaking, he wasn't a great quarterback. He only has 10 more touchdowns than interceptions. Rex Grossman, remember that outlier year, that little boom period for the Bears where they went on that Super Bowl run? Rex Grossman, old sexy Rexy, has more interceptions than touchdowns during his Chicago Bears career. And then when you look at who holds all these stats? It's Jay Cutler. And when Jay Cutler is holding all of your major positive passing stats, things are not looking good. He has a 51-51 win-loss record. He was as bang on average as it got for a starting quarterback. Look at it right now. Fast forward to 2020. Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles are battling it out for the starting quarterback spot for the 2020 season. And by all reports, there's no quarterback that's kind of taken the lead, which is absolutely what you don't want to hear if you're a Chicago Bears fan. Mitchell Trubisky has essentially developed into a meme, maybe one of the most inaccurate, unclutched quarterbacks in the NFL. Obviously, I have a special spot in my heart for Nick Foles. What he did with Philadelphia, what he did was bringing the Super Bowl to Philly, but the offense and players and caliber of guys he was around in Philadelphia, there is a massive drop-off. No disrespect to the Bears, but that Bears offense kind of pales in comparison to what we were working with in Philadelphia during that Super Bowl run. So when you look at this quarterback spot, it's uncertain. It's not looking great. So what I want to do is kind of dust off one of the old series that we used to do on this channel, which is called Career Revivals. And what I want to do is make a move here for the Chicago Bears to see, just maybe, if we could solve their quarterback issues. Some people may have thought Josh Rosen was the best quarterback coming out of that draft class. He is firmly not my number one quarterback. Who is Josh Rosen, the quarterback from UCLA? I still fully believe that there is something there. Josh Rosen has a ceiling. Josh Rosen still has potential, and I could almost make the argument that no quarterback since they've been drafted as a first-round quarterback has had more garbage shoveled their way that they've had to deal with than Josh Rosen. Now, I'm not going to say that he has not failed to secure an opportunity to become a starting quarterback. He has had his chances. It's not like he's never had his shot. He had some times to try to develop and show what he had in Arizona. Didn't work out. Had some time to try to beat out Ryan Fitzpatrick in training camp in Miami. Didn't work out. But I truly believe, you look at the Chicago Bears, you look at their head coach, Matt Nagy, supposed to be this offensive guru. That's why he got the job. That's why he got poached away from that great Andy Reid coaching tree. I firmly believe that if you are not happy with Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles as your quarterback, you look at 23-year-old Josh Rosen and say, that's my guy. That is still a guy that has that first round potential. That is still that guy that showed off those glimpses of a franchise quarterback at UCLA. And that is why today we are doing the career revival of Josh Rosen. So after sending Barkevius Mingo to the Miami Dolphins to acquire the services of Josh Rosen, with COVID, all of preseason is canceled. However, Chicago will be having an inter-squad practice against the Tennessee Titans to try and hammer out their starters. So Josh Rosen is going to have one opportunity to try and take the reins of the quarterback room and beat out Mitchell Trubisky and beat out Nick Foles. And we're going to try to put that on full display today. Look at the stats for Josh Rosen. Like I said, only 23. Still has every chance in the world to make something out of his NFL career. He's a 68 overall. The normal dev, 89 throw power. The accuracies are all fairly solid. 79 deep, 78 mid, 82 short. Throwing the run's not too shabby. Athletically, he's not brutal. We're not dealing with Tom Brady by any means. But he's a guy that needs some confidence, man. He absolutely needs some confidence. He would argue that, there are solid skill position players here. Absolutely some solid skill position players here in Chicago to make the most of it. Cordero Patterson, David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen. You got on the wide receiver side, AR-15. Well, he's AR-12. Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller. Tight ends, they got Jimmy Graham, but they did just burn a top pick on maybe the best tight end for the 2020 draft, Cole Kmet. Offensive line is solid. One of the probably better O-lines in the NFC. I think they're probably fringe top 10 on the offensive line standpoint. So he has the first time to really make a chance out of it, because when he was in Arizona, one of the worst O-lines in the league. When he was in Miami, one of the worst rosters in the league. So definitely the most talent Josh Rosen has ever had. We are going to find out today. So how this series is going to be different than the previous career revivals that we have done. Usually we do it like a rebuild. It's a 5-year period, one video, but I'm going to spread it out a little bit. We are going to do one season per year over 5 years. So every single career revival that we do on the channel, I have a couple already in mind that I want to do after this Rosen one. It is going to be broken into 5 videos, 1 year each. So it's a little bit more drawn out. We have that slow build to actually hop in and play some more games and have more influence on the resurrection or potential resurrection of every player's career that we try to redeem. So that is what's going on here. Let's get into this week 4 friendly little pickup scrimmage against Tennessee. See what Josh Rosen can do and see if we can hammer out the starting gig. So everyone's getting a drive. Nick Foles on the opening drive, 3 and out. Good to know that we're already ahead of Mitchell Trubisky, which is, I mean, obviously you're making a trade like this. I want to have some leeway when it comes, but we've only been in the building for a short time, so I want to show the coach here that Josh Rosen has already got that great rapport with the top skill position players on Chicago, shown right there with a 19-yard gain to the best wide receiver on their team by a mile, Allen Robinson. Oh, we got him. That's as easy as a touchdown as it will come. Might not have been like an A-tier throw, but it got Rosen on the score sheet, something Nick Foles couldn't do on his first drive. Perfect 7 for 7 for Josh Rosen. Couldn't have asked for a better debut here. Little scrimmage. 2nd and 1.
Right, dude! Why must life be so hard? Why must I fail in every attempt at masonry?
So Trubisky had the lion's share of the snaps today, and it makes sense. He had 43 attempts. What's his QB? Oh my God, a 39%. He did have 2 touchdowns. Also had an interception. Seems Nick Foles is pretty much done. So, I mean, I think we did enough. Even though it was a pick 6, I think it was more a better play than it was a bad throw. I mean, maybe I would be, how fun to sit the first year as a backup. But maybe we did enough. Maybe we just did enough to get year 1 starting opportunity for Josh Rosen here as QB1 for the Chicago Bears. Going to week 1, your starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears is Josh Rosen. Yes, sir. Over Trubisky, over Nick Foles. Only had a drive, but it's the meeting rooms. How he's handled himself in the locker room, how he's handled himself in practice, and Josh Rosen has established himself as quarterback 1 here for the Chicago Bears. So for today's video, we're gonna go through this 2020 season. There'll be some mix of games. I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna play and get my hands in on 4 games so that, you know, hopefully, I mean, again, I am not playing particularly well here in Madden 21 if you've watched any of my series across the channel, but hopefully in those 4 games, we can help Josh Rosen at least have strong games, some strong performances, but he probably will play better in the sim because it is the Chicago Bears, and this is now a very quarterback-friendly offense. And now that you have someone with the capabilities of Josh Rosen, maybe, just maybe, you can finally live up to that first-round franchise-type quarterback label that he was given coming out of UCLA. For our season goal, Josh Rosen, I think 25 touchdowns. You're starting quarterback, get 25 tutties under your belt. That's going to be a great first step in the right direction. First drive for the Chicago Bears season opener in Detroit. Let's get Josh Rosen a taste of one of the most long-tenured rivalries in the NFL. 257 yards, yet to miss. Hopefully, not thinking too much about that pick 6 from the preseason. 3rd and 4 here. Let's get a touchdown, man. That's all I want. Touchdown on the opening drive. B is right there. Richie James Jr., Middle Tennessee State. Well, that's more so focused. That was a great ball. Great situational awareness. Great pocket right there from Josh Rosen. Looking around, seeing that was the right decision. That is the most anti-me pass of all time because normally I would be forcing that into Allen Robinson. But Josh Rosen has taken over. And there we go. Great opening drive. Made the right decision making him the starter too. Come on, second drive. What? Cordero Patterson is going to be like Christian McCaffrey in this offense. Finish this one off. Come on. Am I? Oh, well, there's nothing more respect gaining from your teammates than just getting mauled by a Samoan defensive tackle. You know, there's just something about seeing that happen on the open field and then trucking him over. Let's go. There you have it. First game, Josh Rosen already has an iconic play. I don't think him running over Danny Shelton will ever be forgotten. Bears fans will remember where they were on this night. They will absolutely remember. I think we have a near, look at that right there. That's an iconic image right there. I think we had almost a near perfect QBR for Josh Rosen. Didn't put the ball in our arms. 94% completion percentage. 17 to 18. Didn't go crazy. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's not a scary performance. It's not a legendary, all-time, iconic performance, but it's a very, very strong performance for a franchise that has never really had consistently strong QB play, and this is the start of something special. It's going to be a great time, but obviously that rushing touchdown, that's epic. That's pretty epic. Cordero Patterson, another new face, another new opportunity, getting his hand at running back. Very successful debut for him. Receiving, showed some solid. I mean, maybe there might be a couple. Allen Robinson not happy, didn't get his targets up, but I think generally speaking, they're going to be happy with the new quarterback play here. Let's continue on the season. Week 2 against the Giants, more of the same. Very effective football from the Chicago Bears. 28-7 victory. Josh Rosen, not as accurate. 177 yards, touchdown, and a pick on the game. But 2-0 is the most important factor. He is still very much our starter. The winning continues in a close one over the Atlanta Falcons. 24-20. Josh Rosen going head-to-head with Matt Ryan. Better performance from a week ago. 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. The hot streak to start the year comes to an end against another undefeated team, the Colts. We lose 27-24. Still a pretty solid showing here from Rosen, outdueling Phillip Rivers. 3 touchdowns on the game. Did have the interception, but I definitely think Josh Rosen has taken control really over this. No more like, if I have a bad game, will they bench me, will they not? I think Josh Rosen has firmly established himself as the starter, and we're going to be looking forward to the game that we're going to hop in and try to have an old versus new. The old guard versus hopefully the new guard. Tom Brady and the 0-4 Bucs, desperate for their first win against Josh Rosen and the very surprising 3-1 Chicago Bears. Oh, that's a terrific route ran by Anthony Miller. Bucs, very questionable secondary, and we're taking advantage of it. Oh, no. With the good, there's the bad, and that was a terrible throw. Jermaine Whitehead punishes it. Or is that Jordan? Jordan Whitehead, Pitt Panther, former Pitt Panther, gets the pick. Fuck. Just terrible throw. I mean, it's a giving your guy a chance type throw, but unnecessary, especially getting destroyed in the pocket like that. Third and 8, let's make something happen, man. Low scoring game. Both defenses came to play. Just a little separation from Anthony Miller running away. I don't know who I think it was Levante David. That is never going to be an ideal matchup in coverage, especially when you have someone that has that true breakout potential as a legitimate, probably one of the better wide receiver 2 candidates in Anthony Miller. So we got first and goal on the 2. Want to make amends for that interception. And we just fucking throw a duck over Jimmy Graham's head. Takes a true leader. Someone that has command over the offense and just say, hey, you know what? Let's let someone else do the dirty work. And let's let Cordero Patterson just get sideswiped into the end zone for the opening touchdown of the game. 2nd and 1, and it's a suicide pass, but it gets him a score. We break even, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and a great touchdown there for Allen Robinson. Defense, though, standing job shutting down Tom Brady so far. Boom. It's off coverage again. I mean, that's Antoine Winfield Jr. I thought he had a little bit more juice than that. Allen Robinson gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. Probably too much of a lead for Tampa to come back. And in the head-to-head matchup, Rosen gets the better of Tom Brady. 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, 74% completion percentage to Brady's $178, 65. I mean, hey, I'll tell you right now. Also playing this, I think Cordero Patterson might be the most overpowered player I've used so far in Madden 21. He's untackable. It doesn't make any sense. But so far for Rosen and the 4-1 Bears, life couldn't be any better. Coming out from the bye now in year one, Bears have been very good, sitting at a 7-3 record. We'll spend a little point here to get Josh Rosen up to a 70 overall quarterback, field general, up in the awareness. Obviously, he is thriving, absolutely thriving in Matt Nagy's system. The couple games after that Bucs win, we did lose to the Panthers. We beat the Rams, beat the Saints, bodied the Titans. A loss to the Vikings stings anytime you lose a divisional game like that. But we do get to kick things right back up against Green Bay in Lambeau, and that's a huge opportunity for Josh Rosen to, you know, kind of make amends. And look at that. He is 16th in the NFL in yards, but 4th in touchdowns. 25 touchdowns, which was our goal for the whole season, not just coming out of the bye, but for the whole season. Only 5 interceptions. He's protecting the football. 65% completion percentage. Patterson's been solid. I mean, good 1-2 punch here at running back. Receiving Jimmy Graham has been exceptional. Another career revival. Because, I mean, Jimmy Graham never really lived up to that hype that he had after he left New Orleans. I mean, he's on pace to be the best tight end in the NFL this year. Miller's been solid. Allen Robinson's been solid. Richie James has been able to contribute. So that's it for the offense. Just a peek here at the defense. Anyone having a breakout year? Robert Quinn, 12 sacks. 9.5 Khalil Mack. How do I get these sack numbers in my rebuild? Jesus, 3 picks, Kyle Fuller. Both sides of the ball, getting it done. And here is a fantastic opportunity for Chicago to really just take a stranglehold over the NFC North by beating Green Bay in Lambeau. There we go. Beautiful pass on 3rd and 1. Drive continues. We're in the red zone. Try that again. Cordell Patterson at the backfield. Jimmy Graham. Quickly, Jimmy Graham. And there's touchdown number 10 on the season for Jimothy Graham. Oh, Allen Robinson is freaky good. Shout out to the Toronto Huskies. Allen Robinson back and better than ever on the channel. Oh, wide open Jimmy. A wide open Jimmy Graham, and he overthrow it to Adrian Amos, the former Chicago Bear.
That's terrible. Finish him.
Oh my God, trying to come back for it. Anthony Miller just embarrassed Jair Alexander. What a play. He's another beast, man. No wonder the Bears are so overpowered in the sim. Anthony Miller's freaky. Richie James is freaky. Allen Robinson is freaky. Cordell Patterson is freaky. Tariq Cohen is freaky. And you know who else you got to add to that list now? Josh Rosen is freaky good. And then you go to Lambeau, outshine Aaron Rodgers. Last time we had a big matchup, outshine Tom Brady. But outshine Aaron Rodgers. Not a lot of yards. Obviously, you know, California kid might still take some adjusting played in the frigid temperatures of Lambeau around Christmas time. But 3 touchdowns, almost a 70% completion percentage. We got something here. We got something here. Chosen Rosen in Chicago. So, you know, it's been inconsistent after that Packer win. Thought we would have a stranglehold over the division, but after we got that dub, we lost 2 in a row to Detroit and Houston, able to get one away from the Minnesota Vikings, losing to the Jags. So it sets up everything here. Week 17 against the Green Bay Packers. Winner goes to the playoffs. Loser gets kind of thrown into that mixing pot of wildcard teams. I feel like to keep it fair, we're gonna play the moments. We're gonna let it. We're gonna sit back and watch this performance with the playoffs on the line. There we go, Soldier Field. Now there's absolutely still a chance that if we lose this game, we still might sneak in the wildcard. 9-7 happens, you know, somewhat consistently here in Madden. Well, I mean, Rosen doesn't want to let that happen. Plus, we just handled Green Bay. We should be able to do it in our own backyard, right? Maybe not. Green Bay starting out hot, getting the first touchdown. First 2 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns of the game in the first quarter. Oh, why? Oh, my God. This is... Why? Why? We were front runners of the division for like 90% of the season. I don't think we haven't been first place at all in the whole 2020 season. And depending on the tiebreaker, I mean, we have done well in our divisional games. Like we beat Minnesota. I think we're 1-1 against the Vikings. 1-1 against the. I think it's. Oh my! I can't tell you. I literally think we split every single divisional game. Big game from Anthony Miller yet again. 12 catches, 155 yards. Josh Rosen didn't play brutal, I don't think. Oh, bad Josh Rosen. Where's the squirt bottle that after my catch? Bad Josh Rosen. Down Josh Rosen. 5 picks? Playoffs on the line, 5 picks? That was horrific. If we missed out on the playoffs because of a 5 in, okay, thank God we're in. We still won the division. We still won. If we missed out on the playoffs with a 5 interception Josh Rosen performance, I don't know. I wouldn't have done anything crazy because I'm in a great mindset right now. My state of mind is on point. But I would have been very frustrated. I guess we're gonna do more of the same. It's year 1 playoffs. Who would, I don't think anyone in the right mind would like to see me just use your Josh Rosen and win the Super Bowl in year 1. So let's, hopefully he can improve his sim performance and not throw 5 interceptions at home in the playoffs against Atlanta. But let's take a gander at the stats here. For your NFC North champion, Chicago Bears, Josh Rosen finished the year 23rd in passing yards, but 11th in touchdowns. It's a pretty solid year. I mean, the fact that literally went into that final game with 30 touchdowns, 10 picks. Yeah, got 5 interceptions. I don't even think I've ever seen that in a sim. Still not a bad year. Happy with those numbers. I think any Chicago Bear fan would be ecstatic with those. Even with the 5 picks, they would still be very happy. Run game was kind of inconsistent. Receiving game, a big year for Miller. Obviously, Jimmy Graham had a solid year, okay year for Robinson. Defensively, 19 sacks from Khalil Mack, 13 from Robert Quinn. This is as meta of a Chicago Bears team as you can get with maybe slightly better quarterback play than what they've had in the past, because that defense has carried the load and you've had good quarterback play, fringe top 10 quarterback play outside of that week 17 loss from Josh Rosen. So hopefully that carries over here to our first playoff game against Atlanta. Jesus, it's a snow game. Perfect conditions. This is a dome team. If there were advantages in this game, this would be a huge advantage going towards the Chicago Bears. Rosen, he's getting those five interceptions. Get him out of your mind. They do not have the secondary Atlanta to punish you. Okay, I guess Jair Alexander and company in Green Bay. Yeah, no one in Atlanta is getting 5 picks. But Atlanta did start out hot, getting the first touchdown of the game, but we're able to go down the field and tie this one up. Hopefully it's tied, or we get a lead. Yes, we do. Beautiful execution from the offense. A 14-7 lead into the second half. Khalil Mack, let's just ruin Matt Ryan's life. Absolutely ruin it. Oh, why did they get 2 touchdowns in the span of 50 seconds? It's not looking good, fellas. Really not looking good. I mean, the building blocks are there. The building blocks are there. How lame, let's be honest. Break that 4th wall of what you're watching. How lame would it have been if we would have won everything first year with Rosen, right? You gotta want some adversity. You gotta want the ups and the downs. That's not a particularly good game from Josh Rosen. And we lose. 1 and done in the playoffs. Matt Nagy, a little bit worried. Job security might not be as ideal as he would like, but I think we have the most talented quarterback Matt Nagy has had since he's been in Chicago, and that should buy him at least another year. But, I mean, we hype up this defense, and, Josh Rosen didn't play well. Did not play well. 48 passing attempts. That tells me we could not establish a run, which we clearly couldn't. And that's not good. That's not necessarily Josh Rosen's fault. I think that kind of falls a little bit on the play calling. But 1 touchdown, 2 picks, that's not ideal. But we also factor the fact that we have an elite defense. You still gave, you get 2 picks by all means. Very good. Happy with that. But you give up 300+ yards, 3 touchdowns to Matt Ryan, 51 attempts. And what is with the attempts? 51 and 48 in a snow game. I'm pretty sure 90% of the time snow game is 50 rushing attempts on either team. No one's passing the ball in a blizzard. But Madden's gonna Madden. 28-14. We fall, but still, overall, a very, very good first year for Josh Rosen here in Chicago. Well, here's something that's kind of weird. We actually made the Pro Bowl. with Josh Rosen. He's quarterback one in the NFC. I've never had any appeal whatsoever to play the Pro Bowl. I hate the fact that this was a feature in the game, but if we're quarterback one, let's mess around in the Pro Bowl before we end the episode. All right, sights you never thought you'd see. Josh Rosen as your starting Pro Bowl quarterback, getting destroyed by DeForest Buckner on his first snap. He's a little nervous. Feels a little out of place. 3rd and 16. Let's take a shot. We're gonna have to go ahead and air it out and take a shot and get picked off by the best corner in the NFL, Stephon Gilmore. It's not even Gilmore, it's Duggar. What am I, a racist? Think anyone with dreadlocks on the Patriots? This is Stephon Gilmore. Come on, C4, you're better than that. Oh, there we go. There we go, a little bit of juice from Curtis Samuel. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, what am I, a racist? That's not Curtis Samuel. That's Deebo Samuel. Oh. 1st and goal. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Something beautiful. Something beautiful. Devontae Adams. Divisional rivals coming together to make literally 10 people happy who actually watch the Pro Bowl still. Oh, let's go. That's that 1-2 punch from the regular season. Josh Rosen, Jimmy Graham. Let's get a second touchdown and get the hell out of here. Jimmy Graham gets in, touchdown. Let's get out. It's done. Give me the MVP. We're out of here. As the Pro Bowl ends, yeah, clearly your MVP should be Josh Rosen. 3 touchdowns, outshines as the NFC knocks off the AFC, which is a surprise to no one because the NFC is infinitely better than the AFC. And as we sit here at the conclusion of our first year of the career revival of Josh Rosen, that same Atlanta Falcon team that beat us in the opening round went on to go to the Super Bowl. So there's no harm done there. MVP of the season was also Matt Ryan. So it wasn't a bad loss. And I think if there was a comeback player of the year, it would be going to number 3 of the Chicago Bears. But that will do it for here. Like I said, I want to split this up into 5 videos every season, and a great, phenomenal starting point for Josh Rosen. Got, made the Bears playoffs, won the starting job, a lot of touchdowns, maybe had a little too many interceptions, went to the Pro Bowl, starting quarterback in the Pro Bowl. So everything's going up here. We just need to continue to develop him as a player. 71 overall. Maybe get a dev trait. Maybe we hit a dev trait. I don't even think we would have. Didn't go up dev trait? You didn't go up dev trait? Oh. Well, we have a goal for year 2. But that'll do it for me. I hope you guys are feeling a little bit different approach, different style to the Career Revival series that we have done in the past. It's just something different. I wanted something to throw in and mix in with the rebuilds. Soon we'll have realistic rebuilds. Soon we'll obviously have a lot more Detroit Lions franchise. But I want something else, a little bit change of pace, something different for you guys to watch. And it's just a little too early, and I don't have a clear plan yet for something like Pink Slips, but that will be coming back sooner than later. But I hope you guys did enjoy it as we get ready to continue the career revival of Josh Rosen. As always, if you're first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 150,000 subs. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Likes help the video in the old YouTube algorithm, and it make me happy. But that is for me today, guys. I'll catch you guys back here on the next one. Peace out.